What's up, people? Got another Ultimate Legends roster video, and you knew he was coming. The Iceman, George Gervin, one of the greatest scorers in the history of the NBA. The season I took was he was 25 years old. In 1977-78 season, he averaged 27 points a game, 5 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 1.7 steals, and 1.3 blocks. Shot just under 54% from the field. There was no three yet in the NBA, but he was a pretty good, decent three-point shooter once it actually got in. Didn't shoot a lot of them, but so I tried to give him a little bit of love on the three. 85% free throw shooter. So I mean, offensively, there wasn't much he couldn't do. Just on the real. So I thought I did a pretty good job making him. I do. And of course, he's known for the finger roll. That's what he's known for. But a lot of people don't realize he was actually in the first ever dunk contest, too. So he had some hops. His career started in the ABA. And so he was in the first ever dunk contest. So, I mean, just a good athlete, period. And long, lanky, I always say like Kevin Durant's like a little bit bigger version of him. So this is why I gave him Kevin Durant's layup package, but there is that. And then here's the slams. Hooked him up a little bit with the slams. I mean, because if he was in the dunk contest, I figure I'd have a halfway decent variety of dunks to put down. So gave him that. So let's take a look at the rating. Got an 84, and I'm sure we're going to have a bevy of people saying that that's too low. But just take a look at the ratings. The standing shot three, the moving shot close, he's much better than average in that area. And moving shot mid-range, much better than average. The three-point shot is what keeps him from being like a 90 and that sort of thing. Because if it gave him like an 85 and shooting three and standing shot three and moving shot three, he'd go up to close to a 90. But didn't see how I could really do that without, any real sense of having him be that type of a three-point shooter. So those are the ratings that affect the shooting guard small forward the most that he doesn't already have ridiculous numbers in. So got to take into consideration the different eras and stuff like that. So we scroll through. Let's take a look at the badges. And yes, he got hooked up. 17 badges, 7 gold. Acrobat, hop stepper, spin lay-in, teardropper, dead eye, microwave shot creator. All of those are gold badges. George the Iceman, Gervin, one of my favorites to make. Had a good time. You saw a tweet, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you saw a tweet I put out where he was dunking on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It was a nasty slam, nasty. Oh my gosh, so nasty. Man, made me talk like that. It made me talk like that. But let's take a look at the next person. This, my friends, is Maurice Stokes. I talked a little bit about him. He was the guy who played only about a little over 2 seasons, had the really bad head injury. His teammate Jack Twyman really just kind of really took care of him, stayed with him even after he was injured, through his life or whatever. But this is Maurice Stokes here as the player. He only played, like I said, just over 2.5 seasons, but he made a significant impact. He's actually in the Hall of Fame as well. But he really did have a really strong impact. He made the All-Star team all 3 seasons. He was the NBA Rookie of the Year in 55-56. But I took his final season, which was in 57-58. He was 24 years old. He averaged 17 points and 18 rebounds, 6.4 assists, right? Now, he did only shoot 35% from the field that year, which was what he shot from the field for his career. Played for the Rochester Royals, Cincinnati Royals in the last season, and they ultimately became the Kings, in case you guys didn't know that. So it was kind of tricky making him because obviously had to account for the type of rebounder he was. I mean, he averaged 18 rebounds a game. He was only 6'7", but he played power forward center, so that's obviously could be a problem in today's NBA. So in this Ultimate Legends League, when he's playing against 7-footers and all that, but he's primarily a power forward. So take a look at the badges. He got 9 hustle points, scrapper, tenacious rebounder, brick wall, bruiser, all of them gold. and got some personality badges, and he got the one silver, which is for the post-lockdown defender. Kind of, almost like a Chuck Hayes kind of a impact in terms of being a low post defender. So let's take a look at the attributes. He got an 83, and like I always say, for the bigs, if you got big rebound numbers, the overall rating is going to be real high. It's just the way it goes. And he got big rebound numbers because of 18 rebounds a game the season IU. So he got a 90 and a 93, which is well above the positional average for him. Box out's real high too. So therein lies the number for Maurice Stokes. Kind of went back and forth about putting him in, but I said, you know what? Impact. Let's make an impact with Maurice Stokes. Let's look at the last guy in this episode. And last but not least, we got Derek Harper of few teams, but most of his best years were with the Dallas Mavericks. This Derek Harper, it was kind of hard to pick what year we're going to go with, right? Because Derek Harper did something that has never, ever been done. So I went with the 28-year-old Derek Harper. But what he did was he's the only player in NBA history to improve upon his scoring average in each of his first 8 seasons. So just think about that. Every year for his first 8 seasons, his points per game average went up. So it's crazy. Rookie year 5.7, second year 9.6, then 12.2, then 16, then 17, then 17.3, then 18, and topped out at 19.7 in the 90-91 season. Now I used the 89-90 season. He averaged 18 a game, 7.4 assists, 2.3 steals, always a good defender. Only turned the ball over 2.5 times a game. Shot 49% from the field and made 37% of his three-pointers that year. Derek Harper was a really good player. Really good player. Not flashy or anything like that, but just a really solid player. So here we go. You might have saw that rating, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But I can tell you, just period, he got the rating because of the offense and the defense. Because shoot the three, handle the ball, not turning it over with the 2.5 turnovers, only 2.5 turnovers a game, which is really good. I mean, if you look at that, 2.7 turnovers a game. He was really close to a 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. So yeah, he was doing his thug thizzle out there is what he was doing. So hooked him up. Go ahead and look at that in a second. And I'm gonna tell you something. Like Derek Harper was not one of my favorite players at all. Like like in the 90s. Well, obviously this was an older Derek Harper, but in the 90s when he played for the Knicks, I just like the Bulls fan. And we just couldn't stand him. Like just ugh. Couldn't stand him. But he's a good player. So let's look here. He got an 85 overall. Here are the ratings. And you can see the three-point ratings are high. They're high. The athleticism stuff is not too high. We didn't go too crazy with that. Let's take a look at the badges. And even the speed numbers are a little bit down from what the position average is. But he's a big guard, so he can play the 2 guard too. Let's take a look at the badges. He got 14 badges, 3 of them gold. The golds are perimeter lockdown defender, pick dodger, and pickpocket. So only gold ones he got was for defense. Other stuff is pretty much silver and bronze. So that's that. So now it's time for the hint. Next episode, this player may very well be the greatest shot blocker in the history of the NBA. Really, if you take everything into consideration. I'm not saying he is, but he's in the conversation. Okay? He has the highest block per game average in NBA history over his career. He also set the record for most blocks per game in a season. You dig it? So there you go. So that shouldn't be too hard. I'm sure everybody who knows how to hit up, the statistical websites will be able to figure that out pretty fast. But he is the man for the next episode. So looking forward to making him. I'm appreciating you guys watching and sticking with me. I'm trying to grind for February 25th is my goal. Hopefully I can get there, but I will definitely be giving maximum effort. I appreciate y'all watching. God bless. Peace.